Hey guys, what is up, and welcome to the 8th and final round of the Pro Play Tour here in beautiful Dallas, Texas.
175 players, and we're in the final round, 8 of 8.
8 of 8, not a big deal. We have
No big deal.
a player you might have heard of, might know a little bit about him. Possibly
Never heard of him.
Possibly one of the best players in the game. Mr. Andrew Melton on the right. Playing Janemba.
Janemba having a huge show out today.
Yes.
Very surprising.
And I'll tell you, that happens a lot. That's what I like about dynamic metas. And so metas that are constantly changing. When you have a bunch of leaders that can be played that are good, then a lot of times the leaders dictate how good the game, what it's going to be good in that given day. Something we talked about a lot. I feel like that's something that a lot of community members need to understand about this game is that when something's OP, we'll take Super Shenron, for example. People say, oh, that's OP. A lot of times they'll look for solutions and cards to counter, but a lot of the times the counter is the leader.
Yeah.
And I think that's something new that people have to learn coming from Magic and, Naruto and other card games, is that sometimes it's just simply the leader's the thing that's
Which is really interesting because Super Shenron, inherently wants to mill itself and then go put back 20. So, and then you see Janemba doing well, and you're like, what? Makes no sense.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, I played a little bit of Super Shenron, and you might have more experience with it than I do, George. But I know sometimes, you do mill your deck, but there is a certain time where you're a little bit vulnerable, where maybe you might have maybe anywhere between 6 to 9 cards left, and if Janemba can save up the resources and do it right, it's possible they can mill you out at that last second before you take your extra turn. Maybe, I don't know. It's also possible they're just not playing. Players aren't playing the Super Shenron players, and they're missing each other too.
Yeah, that could be a thing too.
Yeah.
Like you could be missing. It's about the matchups a lot of the time. Sure, I can go into a tournament, tailoring my deck against Super Shenron, and then I just play against all the vanilla keys, right? And then I just get smashed.
Yeah, I actually feel like that's what happened to Marquise or Marcus Cantarsi from his deck was so clearly designed to prey on Super Shenron, and he played against Vanilla Goku first round, and you could tell it was just a hard matchup for him.
No. This is both players' records, I believe, are win-ins. I don't know exactly their points, but the winner here will advance to the top 16. Almost 100% certain. Mm-hmm. So that's why we tried to get the most interesting rubber match.
Yeah,
table 1 was a Super Shenron mirror, by the way. Anthony Hernandez versus Russell. No, was it Russell? No.
You mean who was in the first one we were going to
get? The table 1 was Anthony Hernandez versus
Dahan.
Dahan, there we go. And they're both playing Super Shenron.
Yeah, it was Shenron mirror, so I know you guys didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had we wanted to get Eggman as well.
Oh
you
my
guys
God,
love
the Chilai.
Yeah, Chilai, you guys love that deck.
He's
that deck,
table 4.
I think that Eggman. My prediction is that he'll win the event.
Really?
His deck is that good. It's really, really good.
Really?
However, he has one loss due to a judge error.
Oh, no.
What happened is he swung with his Victory Strike Goku, and then his opponent goes God Strike Beerus, take away Victory Strike. And he was like, I don't think you can do that, Judge. And the judge came over and said,
oh, no.
You can. And then they appealed it. And then they didn't get the head judge because he was on stream.
They didn't appeal it. Okay,
Well, he did appeal it, but they appealed it to
not to
another
the head judge.
Right.
Okay.
And then that guy said you can. And so he lost.
Oh.
And then whenever the head judge got notified, came out and said, hey, no, you can do it. He already scooped his card. Like, it was too late.
Oh, no.
And so it's unfortunate. He completely was like, it's my fault. But that's his only loss was due to a judge error as he was winning. So, his deck is sick. It's really nice. It's a Victory Strike deck.
He's playing God Strike Beerus, which was one of my favorite.
He's not playing God Strike Beerus. But
he's not. His opponent was.
His opponent was. But we have.
I feel like I saw that card in the top tables though.
I was about to say a lot of people are playing God Strike Beerus, which about time.
About time.
That's
right?
why I gotta say about time. Yeah, I was like,
about time. Beerus got some respect. I mean, it's been only the shittiest character for like the whole game.
Right.
Even though you love it for some reason.
I do love it, dude. He's the best character in the whole Dragon Ball. Everybody knows that.
I mean,
it's true. That's fact. You can look it up in the dictionary.
Actual, not factual.
Actual, 100% factual. That's what I'm trying to say. Marcel taking his turn here at 4 life.
Yeah, playing the good old Shigesh.
I love it, dude.
Everyone's
the old Dusty O'Brien. I almost want to embrace it. You guys been calling me Shigesh all day. Do you think I look like Shigesh?
Yeah.
Oh my
just
God.
a little bit. Yeah, just Shigesh is a little bit heavier for sure.
I
Like,
don't think I
you're
look like
not that
Shigesh
heavy.
because
like,
I
that's crazy.
think that Shigesh is buffer. I mean, are you talking about the
No,
guy's
for sure,
huge?
yeah, like huge.
His
the guy's
arm
huge,
is as big as my body. Like, I don't think
no.
I think I look like Yajirobe. Big old fat samurai dude. What table is this? This is like table
8 or 9.
Yeah, 8. Yeah, I think it was like 8 or something from
Yeah,
here.
table 8.
Yeah, the winner gets top. What's the top cut? 16.
Top cut is top 16. Yeah. So some X2s will make it, some X2s won't. Is Marcus Contarsi still in it? Because I know he started 0-2. No, I think he dropped.
I think he did drop. Yeah, I think he was in a side event actually.
Yeah, no, he dropped. His whole team, by the way, was like on a Shigesh deck.
Yeah, like I said, Shigesh is really good against.
But it's
Like
just
I said,
it's just, oh my god.
There's 2 ways you fight Super Shenron. You fight it by killing them before they're killed, like before they try to go off, or you defend during that kill turn and survive. Those are the 2 ways you win. And so I feel like the Shenron layer guys decided to go with the aggressive plan, and we've seen like Janemba and those people. It seems like they're going with the defensive plan. So that's what it seems like. But we haven't seen a Janemba versus Super Shenron match, so I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't. But there is a surprising amount of Janembas. Because
It is.
I
thought the deck was like just completely out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's Slater. I agree, and I feel like again, what's what happened with Contarsi. Like he was hoping to sneak through with Shigesh. In game 1, he dominated with Shigesh, and then game 2, his opponents like Kronoa. Game 3, Kronoa, and he struggled from that point on.
Yeah. And it's a very tempting thing to play Shigesh, but I learned my lesson in Orlando when I played.
Yeah,
I was just like,
yep.
I was just like, yeah, this is the time to play it because after nationals, nobody decided Kronoa except of course the winner, right? Nobody, all top 32 best players in the world, right? We're not siding Kronoa, so we were like, all right, let's do it. And then, long and behold, me and Rios, the ones piloting the Shigesh deck, just run into all the Kronoas in the world. And we're like, all right, we're never doing this again. And then Anthony goes a couple events later, does the same thing.
The same thing.
After we do it, and we make a video about it, saying like, "Don't do this, guys," and then complains that
he got
about
Kronoa.
the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think another 2 events have passed now, and now people are just like, people probably forgot.
Probably forgot about that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you'll be all right. Watch
I
this.
just don't
again.
understand it.
Yeah, it's just like I talked about. We had a discussion that we talked about. We had a discussion earlier that we talked about, and the discussion was: is Super Shenron, does it need something to be banned in that deck? And ultimately, what my argument was that we're not far enough into the meta to figure that out yet. We need to keep playing. We need to keep testing. We need more feedback. And I said, you take a card like Shigesh, is that card OP? Like if you play Shigesh and no one else does, and no one in the entire tournament you're at plays Kronoa or even knows what Kronoa is Shigesh OP? It's like that. Yeah, that card would look nuts.
Yeah. No, that card's insane.
Right, but then you sit down with somebody who plays Kronoa, and that card looks like a joke.
Yes.
And so obviously there's not a direct card that counters Super Shenron like that yet, but there could be a strategy or a deck or a leader combination or something.
Cards printed right now that are about to get
right.
released.
Exactly. And so until we get all the feedback, until we get a couple weeks of testing, and I think it's hard to say anything is necessarily just broken. This format's like 4 weeks old, so
And the format changes in like 2 weeks with the expansion deck box set. So we're going to see how that shakes things up. But Bandai's paying attention right now. This is a Bandai event. They're looking closely at the results. We've scanned all 170 whatever deck lists.
Awesome.
They're all in there. We're actually going to have a complete leader breakdown. Thanks to our Scott. Fantastic job.
Oh yeah, we brought that up on the thing. I had it up here somewhere that we were talking about it. But yeah, it looked awesome. It's right here, I think. I don't know if oh, it's not different. We'll pull it up.
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah,
But
exactly.
I have
so 40 kid coups, which I think was the best call for this event.
I do too. I think that deck's just great. Now, what do you think is the best combination? Blue, black,
red,
yellow, black,
red, blue, black, 100%. Like not even close. I mean, yeah, I get it. Yellow, you have Nimbus, blah blah, but they usually have bad ring. They're not going to go in knowing that you're yellow without a bad ring, right? So you need to have double Nimbus. That means you have to pass with 2 energy. That means you're not pushing and aggroing your opponent. I really think the red blue gives you everything that you need. You get the beans, so you can defend yourself and extend, and then red is very aggressive with the Trunks, the Chi-Chi, which also like just filters your deck more because you get a card out of your deck. You get the vanilla, you get the Goku for additional pops or defense to keep it out. You draw an extra card more pressure because the Chi-Chi's being comboed off,
Sure.
and then the Chi-Chi also filters itself. So it gives you everything that you want to be in the deck. So 100%, I think. But I think every leader brings something to the table. I mean, every color brings something to the table in Goku, which I love. Like, you could make a case strongly
for all
yellow.
of them.
Yeah, every color but green.
Yeah, poor green. Dude, I'll tell you, when I first saw that card, when I first saw the leaders, I was like, guys, I broke it. It's green. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, dude, because like there's a green Goku vanilla that's a GT Goku. And I was like, you play him out, and then you buff him with the 4-star ball, and then you can bring out Pan now. And
Yeah, you can bring the spirited.
Yeah, and I was like, then we can
Pan.
keep going. And like I looked at, and I was like, oh wait, it just lasts until the battle. Like when this was first released, I thought 4-star was lasted the turn. And so once you buffed them once, you could play off of them and keep going up the chain and all this other stuff. And I was like, never mind, this sucks. So like, I don't know. I just think green is a little lackluster in that archetype, but it's definitely. Kid Goku is one of those leaders too that you don't know. Like every time something gets printed, I feel like it's going to be one of those leaders that people are going to always look back to. And those are my favorite leaders in Dragon Ball, like Golden Frieza, Mecha Frieza. Those leaders that they're niche, but like every time a piece gets printed for them, you always like, wait, I'm going to look at it.
Yeah, I feel like I saw Golden Frieza actually at the top tables like a round or two ago, but yeah, that's insane. I love it. There's so much variety. Honestly, it's a lot more than I expected. Honestly, it's just. I guess the Super Shenron mirror is just so bad that people are just like, I don't want to bother with that.
Man, that mirror does seem pretty.
Have we seen a mirror? I hope not.
No,
right,
absolutely not. Yeah, I know you guys would kill me if I put a mirror on here. I'm sorry, guys. I'll never do that to you.
Yeah, we were about to this last round, but we were like, no, we can't do that right now.
No, I mean, I expected a lot more Super Shenron, to be honest. In fact, I expected Super Shenron so much that I actually played Super Shenron at my locals to, get it to kind of really feel how the deck works and stuff, so I could commentate better.
So I wonder, man, this triple flash is so annoying because you can give it another attack with the Broly, and I actually didn't really think about that. I was like, oh, this card's overrotted, right? It's not a problem anymore. No, it's still pretty strong. It's still pretty strong.
Thank God that Broly's not red, and his attack couldn't be negated. But he doesn't get that effect, which is good. All right, let's see what's happening here. It looks like we're getting that Janemba search. Yep, there's Demon Sword. He's going to be able to take the Triple Flash away, right? Triple Flash doesn't have barrier, does it?
Triple Flash? No.
I didn't think so.
That would be insane.
Yeah, be pretty good.
Super half case tournament a couple weeks ago. Rough matchup for sure. Yeah, the Nimbus in the main is great, but the thing is, I think the way that matchup plays out is just you don't do anything. You build up Nimbus, battering, or whatever. You try to Nimbus your opponent when they go in. If they don't have the battering, you just build up such a big hand that you have a huge turn, and then you back it by the battering, and then hopefully your opponent's not smart enough to keep double energy open or whatever. So by the time they tap out, usually just
I actually feel like Daehan's Super Shenron deck is nuts. It's so good.
Really? What's different about it?
Well, it's blue yellow, and then he runs beans and stuff. But then the sideboard, it has
What does it have? Oh, what? What's the spice in the sideboard?
Oh, I'm sorry. The spice in the sideboard is he goes the Height of Mastery plan.
So okay, that's a way to beat the mirror match.
Right. So he's essentially what he is he's pre-sideboarded against the mirror match game one, and then he knows that's good enough to still win games game one. You know what I'm saying? Because if I sat down against Vanilla Goku, I can still win with the weenie version, right? And I can win with the Height of Mastery version. And then he just sideboards into whatever the best version is against what he's playing. But he plays his deck is essentially that version first, which I think is super smart. It's so good. So
that's good. It's always it's always good to see a little bit of personal touch and innovation into an otherwise very boring-ish deck. That you might not have too much maneuverability as far as making it unique, quote unquote.
Right.
Which is always, a little bit of personalization that you can add on to those decks to really make it, like you said, give it an edge against the majority of the field or what you expect would be the majority of the field. And making that call is just how in tune you are with the format.
Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite. I think I think Dahan belongs at the top tables. I think that doesn't surprise me at all. That deck looked really well tuned, and I like Eggman's deck a lot too. I thought that deck was really good. All right, here comes Marcel.
No, that Chila deck looks insane. I do hope that he wins the whole event there.
Man, this is interesting by Andre. I'm not sure that I would stop that. All right, pitching to the 6-drop. I'm going to buff it with Pan. Brings up to 40K. I'm sorry, 30K. Attacks for 30,000. So 30,000 to 15 here, I believe. No, there's Dimension Magic. Another battering by Marcel. Battering, removing Explosive Goku. Readies gets another 5K. So now it's up to 35. We'll see if he decides to combo out here or attack again.
Marcel has some Final Fantasy sleeves. I think the new Opus 8 sleeves. They're like pre-release sleeves.
How's that game?
I don't know. I've never played it.
Yeah.
I like the sleeves that they come out with. Like every pre-release, you get like pre-release sleeves, and they're all pretty nice quality, I think. So.
What's up, Dusty and George? Wish I could have made it, dude. Big boy, our national champion, the man, the myth, the legend.
Right? Why didn't you come? What's wrong with you? Aren't you like balling? billion balling?
Aren't you a billionaire?
A billionaire with that super gold-plated McBling Shenron.
McBling. What's happening?
No. But shout out to him. He's been. I know he's been grinding.
Absolutely. When's the next big event out after this one?
Season 2. Season 2 is going to be huge. We're going to have a national championship, and we're bringing Season 2 out schedule in May. So just a couple weeks away. We have a lot of cool things in the work. We don't kind of want to spoil it until we have everything solidified.
It's going to be awesome, though.
But no. It's just, jeez. Shigesh veggies.
That's what you have to do, man. That's what you have to do. All right, guys. We're going to game number 2. I did not update this list, but Marcel did win game number 1. But now it gets tougher. He's supposed to win game number 1. He's destined to win game number 1. Game 2 and 3 is where it's tough.
Yep. Janemba, a very resilient deck, very defensive deck, so Andre's probably going to dial it back a little bit, maybe be a little bit more defensive. My first mistake when I was playing against this Broly deck, actually, at Locals the other day, I was playing Kid Goku. I really know what this leader really achieved and what it could do on turn 3 and stuff like that. So I made the mistake of putting him down at 2 or something like that, and it was just he killed me on turn 3. On turn 2 I was like, ba 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 ba, be aggressive against this deck or whatever.
Is that where you shoot machine guns at him?
Ba, 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 ba. And yeah, man, I got super punished because this deck can do a lot more than what you think, especially with Shigesh. You don't realize
right.
He doesn't have to pay 3 for this dude to bring out, or he can tap out and then bring out preface. That's what he did against me.
Guys,
I'm like, what is he going to do on 3? He's going to tap out for a determined thing. How is he going to EX evolve? What an idiot, right?
Right.
But of course, just Shigesh into preface on tap 2, go into this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, guys, remember, he can't play the Crisis Crusher because Crisis Crusher says if you have no battle cards, it costs 2 less. Dusty O'Brien, good choice. Coming in.
Is there a list kicking around for Eggman's build?
I guess the more I think about it, the more I think about it, I probably am Shigesh. They had to print a card just to shut me down. That sounds like something that would be me.
I mean, he dies super early in the show. Literally just gets killed by random henchmen.
Random henchman number 1.
Not even by
I mean, I guess to be fair, if I was in the show, that probably would be me. I would probably get taken out by a random henchman. I'm sure it would take me out. I'd be like drinking a Dr. Pepper in this background and get taken out by like a stray energy blast.
You were like there just sipping on your Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I was like,
just energy shot from the back.
Getting my leg cramp. I got a leg cramp that almost killed me.
Holy
Also,
cow.
I noticed that like every time, this is actually, I don't know if it's just destiny, but like, I feel like every time I play Shigesh, my opponent gets Cronoa immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I play against Shigesh, all of them are in my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just never like this.
It never plays well with cards like that are just very high risk, high reward. And that's why I've learned my lesson, and I will never do it again.
LTN Streak at PPGDBS. I'm back, my boys. How y'all doing? Doing great, man. Love to have you back. Thank you so much for returning and being here with us. We really appreciate you. Marcel going in hard here. Gets the 3-drop in play. That's important.
Very important. That is vital to his entire strategy. He's going to go here and awaken. He's going to go to 4, so he can awaken this turn. And, man, part of the reason why this leader is so powerful also is that it untaps 2 on awaken.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That is so good.
I remember the first time
now he has a triple flash right here, if he really wants to.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that play.
Backed by a battering. Like, what? Backed by an ability of the Broly to attack twice. Like, come on. That's not fair.
That's not fair. I agree with
fair.
you. He needs to do 1 more damage if possible, though, before he does it. Just so he can get that perfect.
If Andre has a Mafuba here, which I think he does. Yeah, he does. That's pretty devastating. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
but
I think
battering.
Marcel has the
battering.
old battering laser ready to go.
Does he?
I think he's cocked and ready to go.
Sorbet. Is that a sorbet? What the hell is that? Like
that's the Strategies of Universe 7 or whatever.
Oh.
I'll be honest with you, this looks a lot like Marcus's list that he played. I feel like they're communicating. I feel like the good players are starting to talk to each other. It sounds scary. I don't want them working on deck lists together.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Judge. All right, triple flash. Judge. Here we go. Draw 2. Why does that card draw 2 on it?
Does triple flash draw 2 when it
Don't
comes in? What is happening? That is actually broken.
Whatever it says, yeah.
Triple flash? It's not green, though. First thing I need to know about it. So triple flash, does it draw 2 when it comes in?
Triple flash? Yeah, it draws 2. It's so insane. Like, why does it have that?
That's worth it, buddy.
Like, don't worry about it. Just pay 1 red. Don't discard anything. And just draw 2.
Interesting play by Andre here.
What's he doing?
Well,
is he not?
Marcel attacked, but he didn't Mafuba. He decided Dimension Magic. It's like a very safe play.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get completely blown out by battering.
Right. But
which does Marcel even have?
Marcel does not have.
No, Marcel doesn't have.
So if he actually would have,
Marcel's the cleanest man in the world.
Well, I'll tell you, that's an ambitious attack without having a battering.
It is. But Marcel's putting him on better habit, and Andre is giving him a little bit too much credit.
Here's a question. Let me ask you this, because I think this is an important question.
Oh, this is devastating.
Do you put them on you better have it, or do you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the better play? Is it better to play around what you can, or is it better just to go for the bacon? Is that the right term? Go for the bacon?
In Marcel's case, I think because you're not playing against a deck that can absolutely kill you, you just put your opponent on better habit, because then you can go for another better habit play next turn if you can set it up.
Okay.
And the chances of them having the card
back to back
will be minuscule, almost non-existent. But I was actually wondering, like, how is Janemba coming back again? And I just realized after Marcel played the TN, I was like, oh, that's a card that destroys Janemba. And I'm curious to see, because there's no blue leaders that have been dominating. It almost puts you in the whole Cronoa situation, right? Where you're just like, are people really going to play Shigesh? Like, really? People haven't learned their lesson. I won't side this, right? So, once again, Silver Bullet's coming in very, very clutch in matchups and in scenarios where you're playing high-level competition, because you really can't predict what people are going to do.
Right.
You can use common sense, but that doesn't mean, like, they want you to use common sense, right? Because if you use common sense, then they can play against the Rift, right? So if you follow the Rift, they're going to go and be like, oh, okay, I'm already steps ahead of this guy. So it becomes very hard to predict, I'm not going to lie. It's a very psychological thing when you're trying to.
I think it might be my biggest weakness when it comes to card games or just probably games in general. I play, I think, too defensive. Like, I want a for sure win. I don't want to take a chance on maybe winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes you have to make the right, like, you know what I mean? You have to make the right choice. Tien has completely pushed red and blue out of the meta, just like Cronoa hurts yellow and Toa hurts green. It's why more and more black leaders are appearing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, black leaders are. That's my safest pick always. You know, black leader, if I can play it.
If you were going to make a card that was like Tien, but it affected black leaders, what would you have its effect do?
Man, that's a good one.
Like, you know, the blue reds, you can untap energy. The green, you know, the green yellow is all about discarding. What would you have the anti-black collar do, guys?
That's a good one, man. Man,
Stop Dragon Balls from drawing? Like, you can't draw from card effects?
You can't.
Okay.
Man, this is bad. I don't know. Maybe you're. I don't know if it's too OP, but your opponent can't play 10k or less power cards next turn.
Okay.
I don't know. That might be too OP.
My suggestion was the leader can't untap until the next turn.
Okay.
So you can stop him from searching for Dragon Balls.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Yeah.
Actually,
yeah. That's insane. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it doesn't do anything against Vanilla Coup, but.
Yeah. Which is, I don't think it should. I don't think Vanilla Coup is necessarily like over the top or anything.
But I think the 10k or less also hurts Super Shenron.
No, absolutely.
The Storm deck. So I feel like it hits Goku and Super Shenron. And it's kind of like a, 15. I mean, 10k is like, it hits Explorer Bulma, but it doesn't hit Preface.
Right.
You know, so it
I don't think there's anything wrong with Preface.
kind of doesn't like completely. No, there's nothing wrong with the card. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't to the point where you play it, you're like, oh man, this completely wins this matchup. No, you know, like they still have Preface, so you can still do a play to the point where it's not too oppressive, you know, but it also shuts down the Kid Goku deck. And it can shut down, at least the Explorer Bulma play for a turn, right? Because I think that card is a little bit more impactful than a Preface, because the Preface doesn't mill you.
Man, what a good play by Marcel. Marcel has been setting that play up for a turn, and he didn't battering the Dimension Magic to act like he didn't have battering, and then when Andre commits to the Mafuba, he batterings and blows him out. That's actually pretty great.
Yeah, he just drew the battering.
What? People in chat said he had it the whole time, and I was wrong for saying he didn't have it.
I don't think so.
Like how am I wrong both ways?
When Andre first did the Dimension Magic play, fairly certain I didn't see a battering.
I didn't think I saw it either, but chat's like, no, it was his last card. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's because Marcel's awesome. Bait it. No, he just drew it. Okay, I guess I'm wrong both ways. Thanks, guys. Just wreck me. I'm going to throw some veggies in the freaking ring here in a second.
Okay, Shigesh.
That's what I'm saying.
Why are you hanging out in Marcel's hand times 3?
Huh?
Oh, no, wait. It's 2. Okay, you only have 2. It's only 2 Shigesh in Marcel's hand. That's what I was saying. Why are you hanging out in Marcel's hand?
Oh, I see. Okay, I get it.
Preface? It might be Preface.
Is it Preface? I say
Probably.
Preface. I say Preface, but I don't know the English language, so I don't.
I like Preface because that's kind of how like the word looks.
Yeah, it does. But Preface sounds more proper, so it's always the way to.
Yeah, it sounds like fancy, like you're drinking tea with like your pinky out or something.
Yeah, it's Preface. Bring the Preface.
Preface,
untap the Enjari.
Lay off on the Preface. Jesus Christ.
Supergirl's really cool. It's Tony's girlfriend. She's cooler than him. Don't let anybody. No one tell him I said that though.
No. Pinky's out for Preface. Yes.
That's a lot right there. So we have.
Yep, that's a lot. Let's see what Andre can do.
It's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90K? 95K.
And Andre can't play Bean to like on tap.
It's okay. He knows it. Yeah. That's usually how it goes. Yes, Supergirl, there it is.
The handshake.
Marcel taking it 2-0.
Marcel sneaks into top 16.